Hey guys, it's Trekyards. I'm Captain Foley,
I'm Colin Coggins.
and we have the most breaking news update ever in
It
the
literally
history
happened
of Star
5 minutes
Trek.
ago, Stuart. 5 minutes ago.
Are you excited? You look excited.
This is going to be fun, Stuart, but this is just a preliminary look at because there's so much in this. They really packed it through. But first reaction, Stuart. What did you think of it 6 minutes ago now?
I really enjoyed it. It looks cinematic in its scope, which I really appreciate. It looks way above a regular TV budget.
Yeah.
And it looks beautiful.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you can see where the 4 to 6 million is going. I mean, it has got a filmic feel there. You can tell they're trying to push the envelope of TV because they're not maybe going the prime direction we want, but they're going the quality of filming and of sets and of visuals that this new Star Trek, TNG was a step ahead, and they're doing that. And certainly this was very entertaining as a trailer.
Absolutely.
A lot of nuggets, obviously comparing it to the Seth MacFarlane thing, also gave us a lot of what we wanted. So I'm very happy with that.
I think it's safe to say we need to start out saying this, that we're going to, during the next few days, we're going to break down this into different elements and present different videos on different aspects, tech, costumes, things like that. But right now, this is just a first initial reaction. We're going to go through go through it in order and kind of talk about it.
So if you can spoil the trailer, spoilers, because we're using screen capture on the trailer in 1080p, and we're going to quickly just go through our thoughts, all the different bits, and then, like you said, analyze everything in depth. So trailer starts in desert. And this first picture shows the communicator. What do you think of the new Motorola flip phone communicator?
I'm on board with it. It actually looks pretty legitimate. It's got a little circle in the middle, and it looks pretty simplistic. I can get behind that being TOS era. I mean, it's a little bit before, but
it looks like a phone. I had this phone. I used my dad's version of this phone, and it's a neat, modern. Good job. Tick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just gonna slam right through these. Yep.
Next thing is you deserve your own ship, or you deserve to be a captain. And this
7 years Seviandra as well. That's a long time for any captain. Even Riker got sort of half command in that time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. This ship,
This, ironically enough, is not Discovery. This is the Shinzao. We speculate anyway.
Well,
I
mean, it's we've seen 2 ships and they've given us 2 names. Probably gonna be this one.
It looks a little bit out of era for the TOS, but I don't know. What do you think? What did you think when you first saw this break through the dust storm?
Yeah, obviously you guys have seen the whole trailer, so we can sort of skip around in terms of visuals. But yeah, I mean, this, my guess, my thought is that they probably set aside Discovery a little bit more thanks to the bad reaction and focused on the Shinzao or Shinzu, whatever, swapping that to maybe swap that in a few more episodes as a primary, because this is a great design. It's NX-ish. You could see this as an evolutionary step in terms of stylistic. This has some ties to that, which is, if that's the one thing they're linking to, is the prequel past stuff. There is something, so the underslung nacelle looks cool coming out. I mean, this is beautiful visual and very moody lighting as well, and also atmospheric. This is an atmosphere, which is interesting.
Yes, I'm not sure if it's breaking through I thought it was a sandstorm, but it could be cloud cover here. It looks almost like clouds. The first time I watched it, I thought it was sandstorm, but it could be both
10 minutes
there
ago.
on a desert planet. Yes.
Well,
I watched it like 3 times in that amount of time, but
but straight away this trailer is hitting us with some good notes. But the next picture, and again, I screen capped the mini moments that you missed. This is the beaming effect. This is the pre-TOS, post-NX-01 beaming.
Ironically enough, I noticed this right away. The kind of digitized checkerboard pattern on them. I like it. I like it a lot.
It's innovative yet very simple. Yeah. And thank you. But they've got the Star Trek 6 movie style lines.
Yep.
Which is great. That's a nice version. But then, instead of sparkles, data. Because I mean, if you're being transported via data, then that's totally valid. And not JJ. It's worth pointing out that there's some things in this that are very clearly stylistically that, but other stuff that is not. So this is another sign that it's not necessarily on that line, which is good.
Yes.
But cool. Yep, gets my sign of approval, and maybe it evolves into sparkles. Who knows?
I don't know. Looking forward to it anyway.
Yep.
The next one is the warp effects.
Oof.
again, pretty insane. I love the streaking stars, got the same feel, but you also got that kind of warp distortion like we saw in Star Trek Beyond. Which is a nice kind of tie-in, because you are warping space. So
yeah, it is like a more visceral reimagine of the same concept of warp.
And let's keep in mind that in TOS there was no real warp effect at all.
That's one thing we can retcon. Yeah. Although we see the USS Defiant travelling at the same warped style as the NX-01, which in my mind sets the precedent that Connie's travelling in that form because it's been seen.
But that's in Enterprise, just so you guys are aware of what we're talking about.
But it is still, But this is, it's a cool effect. It doesn't stray too far, but it has a much more movie feel. But it doesn't go as far as the Beyond. But then again, we didn't see it in the first person's perspective. But I'm all for this. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah, it was definitely cool seeing the ship come up underneath you, and I was really, and the ship had fins on it. It looked amazing.
Yeah. But the next one is the inside of the Shenzhou, whichever, and this is because we only see that in this trailer, so it's pretty safe to say, and we see a bottom shot. So this is the bridge of that ship, which is at this point we know really nothing about it. So this is sort of an unknown element. Is it destroyer, cruiser, attack carrier? It could be anything. So what do you think about this as a design?
It seems a little clunky to me, a little bit claustrophobic. Looks
really?
Like I said,
it's huge though.
I know, but look how low those beams come down to the consoles. I mean, walking around those consoles where that guy is in the background, you'll be bonking your head. It seems very claustrophobic to me and small, very dark.
It's very, very dark. Well, does not the claustrophobic feel linked to NX-01 a bit? I mean, while that bridge was very efficient, the claustrophobic feel, and they had beams, although I certainly wouldn't give... This gives me a very sort of... This is more generic sci-fi to me. I don't see anything Trek in this.
Yeah. Well, the shape of the consoles, like the...
But that's so minimal, because we've just seen that in the Seth MacFarlane thing and other things. I mean, that's saying, hey, it's a rectangle at the front of this bridge. It's cool. It doesn't link to anything. I mean, like I said, it's a little bit NX-01. It's bit of the Kelvin. I'd say that's probably the closest thing it's linking to. It's a less rust bucket version, a much cleaner, nicer colours of the Kelvin. So that's definitely what I'm pulling from this.
Yeah, and it's an odd shot too, because it's lower and it's looking up at her, so it's hard to get a real feel for exactly how big the bridge is and things. Yeah,
we do cut to a slightly higher shot in a second, but yeah, I mean that'll be a different one. But yeah, it's very But let's go to the next picture, which is a slightly from the trailer, where we see the captain in the spot. What do you think? Slightly clearer.
Yeah, this seems a lot better to me. I do like the captain's chair. It's got a red accent, which is neat. I want to point out, though, this is not the captain's chair we saw in the earliest promo picture of the captain's chair. So I would assume that one is for Discovery. This one is for the other ship, which we assume is the Shenzhou. Actually, it would be, because she was in... It's been stated that she's captain of the Shenzhou. That's why
this is pretty safe to say. And again, it's the only thing we see in the trailer. This seems a very large bridge. It seems again, the scale inside we got, that ship being so huge, does correspond to this. But I mean, there's so much spare room in this. I mean, look how far that back person is. Also, is that person showing midriff? That person at the back there, the lady.
It looks... No, I think it might be a gold belt or something, but it kind of looks like it.
I mean, I'm not complaining. There are Mirror Universe things you can take from it. Although, let's go back... Well, actually, let's go back one step. What do you think about the actual full uniform of this Star Trek timeline? This pre-TOS, roughly Cage era, all blue. What do you think?
I like it. I like the uniform appearance of it. I do like the gold, and they have gold, silver, and bronze piping, which I think is the differentiators here. Yep. I really like that. It's a tie into Enterprise with the blue jumpsuits.
And also, if you cut back to the next one, the one on the bridge, you can see the captain has shoulder pads of gold as well to differentiate.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's certainly. I mean, the blue is clearly NX vibe, and the Kelvin had another blue. So again, linking to that, I suppose. Yeah, it's a bit samey in the sense. I like NX-01. They were just boiler suits. TOS had the real colours.
Yeah.
But it certainly seems functional. It certainly seems links into Star Trek 2. Everyone was using one single colour with sub-colours. That's the vibe I'm getting. And hey, everyone loves that uniform. Well, most people. My dad doesn't, but everyone else loves the uniform, so that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I'm on board with the uniforms, absolutely.
Yeah.
The next picture we got, somebody looks like Lobot from Star Wars.
Star Wars crossover, huzzah.
Now, I don't know if that's just an interface with the computer, some kind of neural tie-in, or if that's part of his character.
Or yeah, he was always blind like Geordie, that sort of thing. Although I will note that at the bottom left, there's physical buttons and displays. So tactile and touchscreen, which I think there should be. My dad also said both ways. In a fighter craft, you don't want you need physical responses, because if you can't touch things or no gravity, you need certain other things, just a touchscreen. So what do you think about, obviously they've got touchscreens, which is whatever, but they've got this sort of backlit, side-lit display piece, which is kind of like retro in a sense. It's like physical, and it's sort of like the TNG display, because they've had little TNG things like that as well.
I hate that it's see-through. That's very generic
Strong
sci-fi.
word, Stuart. Strong word.
It's true. It's very generic sci-fi. You see it in every sci-fi franchise, like The Expanse. You got the see-through phones with see-through pads.
I mean, this picture in particular, if you took away the uniform, this would be any sci-fi. This could be Battlestar Galactica. But again, this is a very small subset. So let's keep jumping through. The next picture has an alien with something on his face.
It could be scarification, like a tribal thing.
Yeah. Or is a blue man group from the future? They've evolved and become sentient, and not sentient, but and you can see more dials and things at the back. Something says 11. Again, just throwing. Would you really want to be in this bridge? There were all these lights, these big neon lights, just next to you. It's like,
I'd rather be on this one than the JJ Bridge.
Well, everyone would, because you're sane.
No, I'm not a huge fan of the bridge lighting. Like I said, I thought it was a little dark. I don't know if that's just one particular scene. This could be night shift. Who knows?
Yeah.
But next picture, we've got... Oh, I love this. The view screen is huge, which I love. It's kind of steps away from the Constitution class small screen. But I love the computer displays. You can see the ship on the right there. You can see its orientation and things. Yep. And zoom in, and it's just, I love this. This I love. It doesn't fit the era, but
well, yeah. This in a picture to correspond with it later. This is the JJ influence. I mean, this is a window. We can confirm it's a window. This era Shinzao has a window. Not great, but hey, it looks awesome. And again, they're taking. I'm sure they're going to take some things out of the JJ playbook, and this is one of them. But hey, it looks awesome visually, and the blue, we wanted, blue, love the blue interface. This fits that well, and you can see he's got a thingy like the Franklin, because they had those in the Franklin, not in the NX though, I don't think. But the next one is the first look at the spacesuit. Very, very, very not appropriate for the era. This is probably the most not appropriate for TOS or NX01, because it's hyper advanced. This is like,
but.
Well,
to be fair, later you see a jet forward, like the one we see in the motion picture that Spock's wearing. So it could be a specialist one. It's not just necessarily a regular spacesuit.
Well, yeah, if you go to the next picture straight away, yeah, you can see that version. Yes, you're right. Obviously, 15 years from TOS, they have a fully functional suit, which is much closer to this. You're right. And obviously, we don't see a TOS space version with
thrusters, yeah.
Sure, but still, I mean, this doesn't have any TOS vibe. This, again, sort of generic sci-fi, although the badge, have you noticed the badge?
Yeah, I was just zooming in on that as you said it.
I think someone said on one of the forum things, this is literally a TMP sticker badge thing that was in one of the tech manuals, so they've linked to that.
No, you can see the Delta. It looks like the Discovery Delta. It's got the split on it. It's got the...
But it's very reminiscent, at least. It's, linking to that. Although now we're getting to some of the visual effects. I mean, look at that. That's glorious. And that's you call that TV? I don't call that TV.
I call that Star Trek: The Next Evolution. I'm looking forward to seeing this. So
you're discovering the next evolution of Star Trek.
Exactly. Next scene is we can speculate, and we think we know what this is. This is the inside of the sarcophagus ship, which is presumably what they were focusing on the view screen, unidentified thing. Yep. And we got some Klingons.
Yeah, difficult to see, but if you go to the next picture straight away, boom, sarcophagus, and we did theorize that Klingons from ages ago, which is great because you can have the Discovery style Klingons from an eons past, and then conventional Klingons, but they're not as big a part. Or the Civil War is old with new, and a Klingon warrior from the past. Maybe Kahless. That'd be cool. That'd be a nice nod. Kahless the Undying is sarcophagized, and they discover him.
And I would like to point out that the sarcophagus does have a ridge, like a forehead ridge, much like the Klingons we're used to.
And we just did an episode on the Klingons with Michael Westmore, and that's a very Duras style pie crust. Yeah. So it might be the House of Duras are that'd be a fun reference.
Yeah. And Duras family. Yeah, and a nice tie-in too in Star Trek 4 when Spock's doing the computer thing, the testing. There's a Klingon mummification glyph. So we know that the Klingons, at least in the past, did mummify, and this ties in beautifully with that. So,
but Stuart, the next one is the, I'm not going to say money shot, but is the money shot. We have Klingons, and we probably know they're Klingons based on the context of the scenes. They say later on we're going to fire at Klingons. They were engaged, and the way it's edited is a clear indication. So this is what we think we have Klingons as. What do you think?
They look Klingon enough for me. It's a much better picture than the first glance we got.
Well, that was the most leak you could have had.
But are these modern day Klingons, or are these Klingons that have been kept alive on this mummification ship for like how long? Who knows?
Well, doesn't the mummification process dry the skin and such? So if there's a stasis something that involves something like that, the hair would maybe fall out. So these are just bald old Klingons, and the armor is ceremonial because they're a sect, a specific. There are ways you can make this work. You would these are generic aliens, and then you say they're Klingons, and you can make rationalizations. At least they're not CG. That's good. Practical effects. You've got the red, strong red. You've got the other. I mean, the armor's cool. It's again, if you didn't say this was Klingon, no one would guess this was Klingon. I don't think a lineup of 4 aliens, you would say this was Klingon. The next picture, though, that's a bit more Klingon.
Absolutely, it is. This looks like a Star Trek and the Mummy movie had a baby.
Hey, that's coming out too. Maybe they shed props and stuff.
This has it has a kind of an Egyptian pharaoh feel, especially that armor. So who knows what's going on here? He could be the guy that was in the sarcophagus, now brought back to life because Klingons discovered this ship. I don't know. There's so many possibilities, but I think he looks Klingon.
And his specific design is very similar to the Into Darkness design for Klingons.
Yes.
Much darker, very flared out nostrils, sort of more not necessarily subtle, but head ridges. And look at the collar on the thing. Very much like English.
That's like an Elizabethan collar.
That's the era. I mean, very fanciful. There's little jewels. I mean, this is clearly. I mean, gold is always a sign of wealth, even in other parts of the galaxy. Apparently, clearly an important person. Although, sorry, I got them squinting in such an awful way. It's odd. They're an odd version. Yeah, I mean, as long as they say ancient Klingons, all we have to do is show one normal Klingon once, and it's fine. Is my thing. That would be
agreed.
Yeah, because visually you can make it work. Because they just lost their hair, or they all shaved it off like Nero.
Yeah, maybe there is a certain sect of Klingons that's part of their ritual. Shave it off. Yep. Next picture interests me immensely because I can guarantee you, I've looked at this many times.
Yes.
Pretty sure that's the Shinzao, and I think it's upside down.
Yeah, I mean we've seen the top view, and all the details match.
Yeah, so this is the bottom of the Shinzao or that other ship, and you got. Was that the bridge on the bottom? Do we think?
Oh, absolutely. Because if you look at the previous image, and we'll cut to that where you see the display, those top icons are at the top, the bottom at the bottom, and the pillar things at the top do go in that formation. So it's the bottom is the bottom. So yeah, the bridge is on the bottom of the ship. Equally, although Stuart, there is no up and down in the space. So
that's true.
So it's sort of redundant in the idea of space. But what do you think about having an unheard of, precedent-setting bridge on the bottom of a ship? Being, I don't know.
It interests me. I like it. I do, but I need a good explanation because we know that breaks the Starfleet mold. It just shatters the mold for ship design.
This is Star Trek Discovery. They're breaking the mold.
It's true. It's true. No, I need a reason for it, but I don't have a problem with it. I think it's a neat evolution.
It looks cool. I like the windows. They're NX-01 style. They're more porthole, which does go against the scale. Then now we can scale roughly the ship. I don't think it's as big as... Although that bridge was still pretty huge. Oh, would you say that bridge was bigger than the TNG bridge? And I've been on a TNG bridge. Yeah, because the TNG bridge is the same size as the TOS bridge, and that looked bigger than both.
It could be a little bit bigger, yeah. The bridge sizes are just very visually deceptive once you're on the set.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So that's hard to say.
But I think this probably does correspond with it being a big ship.
Yeah.
But maybe they knew they learned the lessons from the JJ films. You know, if you want to have this fighter carrier, just commit to it being big, and that's fine. Once you commit and don't make those, flips in between.
I don't think it's going to be as big as I originally anticipated, though. Based on this, I think it's a little bit. I think it's scale, realistic size. Realistic size.
Yeah. But yeah, it's cool, and I think visually this will. I mean, I do like the whole shots where your orientation changes, and this opens up so many visual opportunities for storytelling. And the windows, I mean, you could probably argue that because it's not on the top, you can have the windows, because in a combat situation you've got the shell of the ship, you can just move like that, and then, whatever, obviously you've got shields anyway, so windows shouldn't be a problem. Or, again, as I said about the JJ Prize, the easy solution would be, they can be shutters that close armor. Mm-hmm. So in a combat situation, it closes, becomes a view screen, the rest of the time it's open because a view's nice, and then I'm fine with that. That's totally valid. It just needs both. Yeah. Unless it's designed properly.
Yeah. The next we got a Vulcan, and thank goodness the Vulcans look exactly the same. Well, Sarek, yes.
Yeah.
That's Spock's father, you're right.
And a lot of his voice, a lot of his acting. So I just wanted to ask, what did you think of his acting as Sarek in this?
I didn't pay super much attention to that, to be honest. Oh. I didn't put together that it was Sarek based on the actor, but you're right. I'll need to go back and rewatch it. It was interesting the way he was talking to her and the things he said. You'd never be able to speak Vulcan. Yeah.
With a flashback as if that was his daughter. Maybe this is Spock's, half sister that he never knew in a life before. Hey, he had a half brother.
Could be Amanda Grayson. Yeah, could be Amanda Grayson's daughter from before she met Sarek.
That's perfect. And he's so ashamed of her because she couldn't learn Vulcan. Wimp. No, yeah, I was listening and I thought he had a wonderful portrayal. Very, very calculating, but great. And yeah, that's the most Star Trek out of everything there, probably. Although that's, again, very JJ. Looks very like that Spock. It does. But that was quite close to the normal stuff. But yeah, and cool outfit. That I totally buy as Vulcan as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Next shot is an internal view of one of the corridors. Now, lots of room, so it's not as
big.
Well, I'd say it's the same as the TOS Constitution class corridors. You can fit people walking down those. Yeah. So
not midriff. That is a backing. So it's front within the back for some reason. But again, it's cool color differentiation. Mm-hmm. What do you think? What screams out to you first?
I don't think Starfleet right away, to be honest with this. It doesn't have the same feel as other corridors we've seen, either in TOS or TNG. It kind of has a movie era vibe with the smaller corridors that are shaped that way with the metal color. But, yeah. I don't have much to say.
Well, they are super plain. I mean, there's literally nothing. There's nothing on them at all. I just get Kelvin vibe. That's all. I mean, it's a cleaner Kelvin, because if you look at those designs, very angular. It's just an older, younger, newer, bigger Kelvin, which is again that's a precedent they have to follow. Yeah. Not TOS, not TNG, not NX-01, bar the beaminess, I suppose. Generic sci-fi, and if you coloured them all green uniforms, it'd just be whatever. But hey, it's fine.
Mm-hmm. No problem with it. Next we got more. Next we got more Klingon. And it looks like maybe another species as well, because the one closest to the camera here has got a really pronounced
I think that's just there's variation. I think they just built every single Klingon face mask to be unique. Like we talked to Michael Westmore, they did that as well, and some have the super protruding one, and those are the ones we really highlighted in our the leaked picture, but some of them obviously don't have as much. But yeah, wonderful. Although the arm looks much more like bone in this, at least especially the white one, and a lot of colour differentiation. I mean, you're certainly setting up casts, you're certainly setting up ranks. I wish there was like a Klingon symbol subtly in one of the lamps or something. We could say boom Klingon or something, but I mean we know they're Klingons, but 99% sure.
Well,
but yeah.
Yeah. And we do see Klingon symbols somewhere in this trailer with the
that
Klingon warp signatures warping in.
Oh, that was in a minute, yeah. But yeah, cool. It looks cool, but again, it could be any sci-fi show.
So, photon torpedo locked. Well, we know the photon torpedoes. That's good.
I just want to throw in phone torpedoes confirmed.
And it looks like 2 launcher tubes. If you look at the bottom of the screen, you got 2 red lit up ones.
Do you think that's what it means? Because that's...
I think it does. On a display like that would make sense because you know where you're...
Stuart, look at the bottom right-hand side. They've got bullets to represent ammo. How sad is that? How sad is that? And
those could be drones that could be separate from the photon torpedoes.
Bullets.
I'm trying.
No, that's disappointing. At least because it's fine if they're torpedo shaped, but they're actual bullets. Come on, guys, that's disappointing. I don't know why, but I'm disappointed in that.
Well, Gene wouldn't approve of that.
No one should. Anyway, next picture. We got the alien, the standout alien of the week. Yeah, awesome.
Is it an alien of the week, or is this
I'm
Doug
Jones.
Jones?
This week. I mean, of our week.
Oh, gotcha. But is this Doug Jones, you think? It's hard to tell through the makeup. I would imagine so.
I couldn't tell with the voice, honestly. I'm assuming they gave enough screen time to imply he's the big one. But what do you think?
Yeah. Interesting design, something we've never seen for sure. I like it. It's very alien. Yeah. And it's not CG or anything like that, which like you said. So
yeah, beautiful makeup. It feels very real.
Yeah, absolutely.
And more integrated. I mean, later on, Enterprise was more integrated as well. But yeah, really nicely done. And just an average sort of alien. I mean, you shouldn't have them looking necessarily all purple and all bells and whistles. Just aliens are aliens. I mean, this is just sort of Roswell-ish looking alien. But yeah, go for it. Cool.
Awesome. And this last picture here, we've got her in her suit.
Yes.
Standing on something, a ship.
Fighting somebody.
Behind her. I would say Klingon, or I would assume a Klingon spacesuit there as well.
Yeah, I want to make sure I stilled this because, again, they jump. I'd love to re-edit the trailer in chronological order, at least roughly. But this, presumably we're assuming, the Shinzao finds the Klingon something, sarcophagus ship. She goes onto it for some reason, somehow, and then they find her, or they're trying to rescue somebody that's been taken, and she has to go and find them.
She could go on and activate something, because then all the Klingon warp signatures come out like, we just activated something, or...
Yeah. It could be anything. I just wanted to show they got cool spacesuits, and he was wielding some sort of weapon, not Batmeth, but something else. But yeah, so we've got... But look how real that looks, apart from how dark it is. That's, it's all green screen, but that's really nicely done.
Indeed. So I'm excited. I'm going to watch it a few more times, obviously.
Yes. And you guys should too. But I guess any closing thoughts, Stuart? And we'll just put the images again in time order, sort of flowing from now on, so you get to see them again. Anything that stands out specifically, Stuart? Anything that you're...
Ironically, yes. I'm really excited to see it. I really am. This really got me pumped up again for it.
Yep.
But it's obviously not... It's obviously a reboot. Or a reimagining of the TOS era. They're not going with TOS Prime like they said.
Yeah, this is a Star Trek reboot number 3 or 6 if you consider all the previous Prime versions. I mean, this is fine. It has its own feel. Some of it's generic, some of it's quite cool. But military isn't going to look all blue and have sparkles here. It's going to be quite uniform and simple and practical. Yeah. It's the new Star Trek of the new era. It's a rebooted Star Trek, but visually looks stunning. The design of the ship I get behind a lot. That one ship I can, if that's the hero ship now, or at least the one we follow for a lot of it. Yep, absolutely. And it has some really nice, Star Trek-y feeling warp and transporters and things you can register, but in a rebooted sense.
And the irony of it all, there was no Discovery in the whole trailer.
Nope. I think
we know that's not the Discovery that came through those clouds. So
no. Yeah, I think they've decided with all the fan feedback to lessen the because again, the show doesn't need to be Star Trek Discovery because of the USS Discovery. It's Star Trek Discovery because you're discovering the Klingons. Voyager is about the voyage as well as the physical Voyager. Things have double meanings. Enterprise, you're enterprising out. I mean, the Next Generation is not called Star Trek Enterprise D. There's double meanings for things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, really well made trailer. They put a lot in this that gets me pumped. A lot of very good CG that's mostly finished. They should be proud of the product, and that says something. You know, this was worth the wait, I think.
Absolutely. Well, guys, I think that wraps this up. Like I said, in the days and weeks to come, we here at Trekyards will be breaking this down and talking about each thing specifically in small little video snippets, so that you guys will have, you can pick what you want to watch. So
with full analysis, full comparison pictures, full everything. Yeah.
So we hope you enjoyed this, our first look at this, and we looking forward to hearing your comments and things in the comments below.
Yeah.
So,
but I think fundamentally, are you excited to see the new reboot of Star Trek?
I am, absolutely. Yes.
The new reboot of Star Trek Discovery. Yes.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right, guys. So until next time, I'm Captain Foley.
And I'm Commander Kongs.
And we'll see you all in the future.
Bye, guys.